Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn about shapefile. Before we start, let me explain something important. A shapefile is not just a single file. Even though we often call it one shapefile, it actually contains multiple files that works together to store the map and its data. These files include .ssp, .shx, .dvf, .prj, .cpj, .sbn, .sbx and sometimes .log. Each file has a specific purpose and together they make the shapefile work properly in GIS software. Now let's see what each of these files does using a real example from Nepal. Now let me quickly add one shapefile. Okay, let me go to the add data button and let me go inside the Nepal Wards. I have here one shapefile Nepal, which is called Nepal Wards.ssp. Let me click this and let me add the shapefile. Okay, here is the shapefile. Now as we see that when I add the shapefile there was only one file, but when I go into the folder level, here there are lots of files like sh.ssp, .dvf, .sbn, .shx, .ssp, .sbx, .prj, .cpj and the log file. Okay, now let me go and explain one by one these different types of files. Let us move to the .ssp shapefile. This is the main file. It stores all the geometry, that is all the shapes on the map. For example, the ssp files contains all the boundaries of 6743 wards. Okay, let us go to the map. The ssp files stores the geometrical shapes of each of the wards of Nepal. It retains all the shapes, polygon shapes of all the wards within the country. This is the most important file in the shapefile. Okay, now let's move to the other file. The other file is .shx, which is here in the fourth position. The shx files, these files helps the software find shapes quickly. For example, if you want to display or select a specific word in Nepal, the shx files tells the software where to find it. It's like the table of contents in a book. Without it, you have to check every word to find the one you need. Okay, for example, if I need to find some word of some districts, some local level government, then the shx file will have to locate the particular word. If there is no shx files, the computer or system has to go each and every of these words and locate the word that we actually need. Okay, the shx files is simply like an index or table of contents in a book, which helps us to locate the information very quickly whenever we need it. Okay, now let's move on to the another file, important file. The other important file is the .dvf. It is the database file. Okay, let me go to the map and show you what is the dvf file. When you go to the Nepal Wards and see its attribute table. Attribute table means the table which holds the data. Okay, this file stores information about different words. Like here are different words in Nepal. Okay, and it shows that the particular word selected here is located in which district and in which local government, and what is the name of the word, and what is its area, what is its length, what is its code, and many other information that are related to the shapes. Here the important other shape file is PRJ file, which is called projection file. Okay, this file tells GIS software how to place your map correctly on the earth. It ensures the word shape files align correctly with other maps of Nepal or the world. Think of it like a GPS coordinates for your map. Okay, just see it like as in GPS coordinates. Okay, here we have the map, here we have the geometry, here we'll have all the things. Okay, but the projection defines whether to place the map here or here or here, where to put this map in the world, where does it should be placed so that it correctly aligns with other political features around the world. Now let's move to another file. Here we have SBX and SBN. Okay, these two files. These are spatial index files. These files helps the software find shapes faster when the map has many features. For example, since Nepal has 6,743 wards, these files .sbn and .sbx helps the software quickly display or search for a specific word. It is somewhat similar to SSX files. Imagine these SBN and SSX files like a city map divided into small grids so that you can find a street quickly. Now let's move to another file. The other file is .cpj file. Okay, this file tells the software how to read letters and special characters in the DVF file. For example, if the word files are in Nepali or Spanish or any other language other than the English, the CPJ file ensures that they display correctly. Okay, here I have one CPJ file. I may delete this file for a moment, okay, but it wouldn't affect anything in this thing. Okay, now if I go to open attribute table and let me insert one field, add field. Okay, and Nepali underscore and if I give this name and put the type as text, and let me increase this number to 150, okay, so that I can write a bit longer text. Okay, now okay, let me on the editor and write something here. Okay, I write here Nepali Hami, okay, and I'll stop editing and I'll do yes. I'll save the edits. Okay, now let's move here and you can see that the CPJ file is created again. Okay, it will be created as soon as we introduce special characters or special other languages in our system. And we have one log file here. Okay, the log file is created when we open a Shapefile, GIS software creates a log file. Like, okay, let me close this. Let me close all of these and let me remove this as well. Okay, let me keep this here. Okay, and let me okay, as you can see here, if I remove all the things from here, that it will be here, the log file would be hidden or not displayed here. Okay, but when I go to the software again, and when I add the Nepal Ward Shapefile again and come back to the folder location, you can see the log file is activated again. The log file means that when you open a Shapefile, GIS software creates a log file as a do not disturb sign. Like, it stops other programs from editing the Shapefile at the same time. Okay, the file usually disappears when you close the Shapefile. If the program crashes, the file may stay behind, but you can safely delete it. There is no problem when we delete the log file. It's a temporary file that do not permit the other software to use this particular Shapefile at the same time. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to Forestorial for more GIS and forestry related content. Check out another video to keep exploring, or dive into my playlist for more tips and tutorials. Drop a comment below with your thoughts or ideas for future videos. See you next time.